Hello, I'm Sandy Walden from Serenity, your Master Grief Coach and Master Grief Coach trainer. I'm coming to you today. Oh, I'm dirty, I'm sweaty, can you tell? And be grateful that there's no way to smell me. Ooh, the aroma, let's just say it's profound. So I've been working out in the yard today, and at the time of this recording, it's only 11:30 a.m. here. But it's hot and it's steamy and there's a lot of work to do. So this area at the back of our yard in this place that we are really coming to love so very much, about 35 feet, very dense, beautiful trees, some of the most magnificent trees I've ever seen, but also a lot of weed bushes, weed vines, stuff that's not healthy and not beneficial to be there. So we've been working on taking that out so we can plant things that are beautiful, that offer privacy, that offer food to the birds, and it's just what's right for us. Where am I going with this? When we are on our grief journey, when we've lost someone, or whatever our grief is, perhaps it's lost a job, a pet, a friend, our health, finances, or anything else, but when we've experienced loss, it's human nature to look at others and say, huh, I should be here. I should be there. We tend to compare, to measure our progress. We do this in all sorts of ways. For instance, I wear my little Fitbit. And as I look at it right now, I realize that it's telling me that I've only taken 4,277 steps so far today. My goal every day is 12,000. I often exceed it by quite a lot. But what it's not telling me is how hard I've been working out there. I have been digging. I've been pulling up incredibly stubborn weeds. As I said, it's hot. I'm sweaty. I've worked really hard. So, how do I compare those things? Why do I compare those things? I look at my husband who's still out there cutting up wood. He's got the chainsaw going, so this is going to be short. Um, and he has been working on different things today. If I would compare his progress to mine, I might be tempted to say, he's got so much more done. Look at the wood pile. On the other hand, if he looks at mine, he might say, wow, she's got so much more done. Look at the stack of weeds. Look at the bushes that have been planted that are covered with wood chips and are watered. Is there a benefit to comparing? I would say it's only beneficial if we use our comparisons to see a way forward, to notice our own progress. When we are grieving, we might say, I should be there. I should have those 12,000 steps. But I've got to tell you, in those first days, weeks, months after my son died, I bet there were a lot of a lot of days I didn't get anywhere near this many steps. I did not have the strength or the energy. At the same time, I went back to work 2 weeks after Mike died because I needed to. It was important for me to connect with people in that way. It was very healing for me. That was right for me. I know others who've stayed home for weeks or months or even years and tended to their wound and their healing in a different way. I ask you, if you are going to compare or measure your progress, that you do it from a place of honoring your journey. My husband's is very different than mine, even though we lost the same son. His relationship is different than mine. His life experience is different than mine. Yes, we have many similarities and overlaps, but we have many differences. When you see someone and you say, wow, he or she is doing really well, They're back at work, they're jogging again, they're throwing parties, and you bring in the judgment. Why am I not there? Or the other way judgment some time goes, what's the matter with them? Didn't they love their person? I encourage you to let that go. Grief hurts. It's pain. My wound needs different care than yours. We heal at the rate that's right for us. Things like being in my yard are deeply healing for me. For someone else, it doesn't feel good at all. I urge you in the strongest way possible to honor your journey, to consider how you're feeling in this moment. And remember, you can have more than one feeling, one experience. You might have profound sadness that the person you're missing isn't sitting next to you, or that you're not listening to them rather than me. Perhaps you're also planning on having their favorite meal for dinner tonight, and that might bring anticipation or joy. All of these things are part of your journey. If you're going to compare or measure, I ask you to be kind and compassionate to yourself and others. Look where you've come from. I often say that the worst day of my life was the day I learned that Mike died, and it's true. When those sheriffs knocked on my door at 4 a.m. and they said those words to us, my heart broke. But it didn't end there. It might have been even worse telling his two older brothers that he was dead. And yes, that's the word I use. Mike died. But I'm not there anymore. I haven't been there in a very, very long time. We move forward. We heal one heartbeat at a time, one breath at a time. And that is enough. When you think about your own healing, I ask you to think about all of the feelings that come to you right now. Welcome them, embrace them. If it's sadness, let the tears flow. If it's rage, yell at a pillow. If it's joy, embrace it, celebrate it. Measurement only serves when we can see it objectively and be kind to ourselves. This is your journey through grief into healing. It doesn't sound, look, or feel like anybody else's. At the same time, I want to assure you, you are doing a wonderful job when you honor your own heart. Now I've got to get back outside because it's time to have a glass of water. And yeah, I've got some more smelly work to do before I change these clothes. Eventually, someone's going to send up a flag and say, wow, get that smelly woman out of there. I'm Sandy Walden from Serenity, Master Grief Coach and Master Grief Coach Trainer. Today, I encourage you to honor your journey, to honor your most magnificent heart and the love you have for the one who is always going to be safely tucked inside that heart. Namaste.